same like universe though.
No, yes, in context, they're both the same thing. Muppets is their own thing. If you're on Sesame Street, stay like you're your own entity.
I think it's the type of thing where it's like
I guess
where like all Sesame Street characters are Muppets, but not all Muppets are.
Right, so I'm saying just the Muppet Show people.
I don't think that fully works out.
Just the Muppet Show people. I can beat all of them bare knuckle with. I'll say 3 months training.
3 months.
3 months with a professional, boxing coach. I can take them all out.
I mean, you know who's a contender? Miss Piggy, though. Miss Piggy is a contender.
Miss Piggy hits hard.
Yeah,
dude.
she does. You might need a little more than that. Though.
But she's not mobile. I can just get around. It's very dodgeable.
That is true. How you doing with Sweetums though? He's a big dude. He's like
Sweetums. I throw a fucking raw chicken somewhere and he runs after it.
Wait, so now you have a raw. Wait, so where's the raw chicken come from? Like,
I mean.
Welcome to Salesmen After Hours.
Hi.
What's up, guys? Oh, I didn't know you guys were there. Damn. We're so involved.
Yeah. We're, we like the Muppets here. We're all big.
Some of you guys.
We're all big Muppets.
What do you mean some? You don't fuck with the Muppets?
Wait.
Overplayed. You don't think it's time to play the music?
Overplayed.
You don't think it's time to shine the lights?
Okay. They are overhyped. Everyone just can't. Same thing with Peanuts. They're not bad inherently. But they're overhyped. Too many people say they're amazing and the best shit ever, and they're not. Okay, they're mediocre.
I think this is just what the Disney Park CEO was saying a few months ago.
That poor ride. I got to ride it once before it goes away.
Hey, I did. I made it on.
It's a Scooby-Doo. It's just George in a Scooby-Doo wig.
Yes.
Dude, George, they're actually talking about you on the Muppets ride.
God damn it!
Yeah, dude, they've been hearing what you're saying, and they're not happy, dude. Sam the Eagle, he's mad.
I will shut that shit down tomorrow. First thing when I'm up, it's done.
George is the reason why that whole entire thing is going away.
He doesn't even like Monsters Inc. that much. He just fucking hates the Muppets.
I love Monsters Inc. The Muppets suck.
Wow,
so that's sacrifice it.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair.
As I said, it's to me.
Thank you, Vinny, for letting me spam these now.
What?
To me, they're too much.
You're being shut down.
They're too much.
What about the Sesame Street guys?
Yeah, how do you think about
they're similar boat? I mean, but they're also not as sauced up by normal people.
They're not sauced up.
That's the new term I'm using.
Okay,
they're not
that's fair.
They're not.
You're a
not
terrible
everyday
person, George.
People are saying, "Oh yes, they're amazing." It's their kids watch it, and that's kind of it. It's more when you get to the Muppets that you get everyone watching, and everyone can't stop talking about it, and it kind of just I'm done.
You think there's a reason for it? Because they're funny?
No,
I'm so close,
monster?
George. George, I'm so close to kicking you off the show. I'm coming around, so I can
George,
see.
what?
Getting
George,
death stares from both Shell
I'm
and
going
Aaron.
to kick you off.
Yeah, George, what
the show.
disgusting
This is a
terrible video game do
Muppet-friendly
you
show.
play?
I want to bang on the guns. This is a Muppet-friendly show. You freak.
As I said, not bad. Just to me, I'm done with them.
Yeah, and what terrible fucking worthless video game that you put 8 million hours into do you think is better than that?
Every one of them.
No.
Mon-Bazoo is better.
All
right, well.
Okay,
all right.
All right. Jeez. What a rough story.
Yeah, I mean, hey, George, trying to make enemies right out of the gate.
Trying to keep it together.
It's.
This is the first time that we're next to each other in this. And I already want
to. Well, I have some more favorable opinions on the Muppets because I was just at Disney. I went on the ride for the last time. It was pretty cool. I was surprised that there was actually no line at all for the show, but I guess it'll probably come.
There really isn't. I mean, I guess it's leaving, but
yeah, probably when it gets closer to when it is actually shutting down, the lines will get longer. But what was I just gonna say? Rock and Roller Coaster also, I rode that again because they're gonna change that to be the Muppets.
Oh, really?
Which yeah.
Oh. Muppets are still around, asshole.
Fuck you.
Because it used to be themed to Aerosmith, but they sold all of their music to Sony. They sold the rights to all of their tracks, so Disney can't use them anymore. So they're And I guess they were just looking for a reason to get rid of the Muppets area, so they're just retheming. They're just moving the themes.
I
over.
remember I read something about Rock and Roller Coaster that before it became Aerosmith, they wanted to build the ride around U2, and U2 told them no, so they went to Aerosmith.
That's funny.
I remember being on that ride and like I barely heard Aerosmith playing like at
yeah, it's
all
loud
on the
when you're
line.
on there.
Yeah, and then when the ride came, obviously Aerosmith was playing, but like
Yeah.
when I was on the line, I'm like, I feel like they should be playing their entire like discography right now. Like,
Mhm.
what am I hearing? I was on the line for so long. When I
Yeah,
went.
that one's always a long one.
Yeah.
Especially now when they're going to be changing it. That one's going to be fucking crazy.
Oh my
So you know what I
God,
want to do right
yeah.
now? Because you're the Disney guy. You just came back.
Yeah.
I want to do an impromptu on the spot, top 5, but you don't know what ride's coming next for your favorite
Okay.
Disney rides.
All right. All right.
Shit.
All right. We're gonna start with Rock and Roller Coaster.
Rocket. Fuck. This is tough. Put me right on the spot, dude. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna put it at number 2. I think Rock and Roller Coaster is it's a classic. I think it's one of like the hitters of like the top level of rides. I think I'm gonna put it at 2.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Next one I have in the top of my head, because these are all just off the dome. I
Yeah.
didn't have anything prepared. Is Big Thunder Mountain.
You see, I like it for like all of the same reasons that I like Rock and Roller Coaster. I just like it a little less. And I also haven't gone on it as many times, so I'm gonna give it a 4, but I still like it.
All right.
Like just for even for like whatever places, maybe just assume that I like all of these rides unless I say differently.
Expedition Everest. You have what, 5, 4, and 1 open?
I have 5, 3, and 1 open. I'll put it in 3. I think it's because you've listed 3. We have like the roller coaster rides, and like when it comes to like those 3 that you said, I think I like Everest out of the middle of those. So yeah, I think I'll go 3.
Okay.
That's a good choice. I'm gonna put it.
The Twilight Zone's Tower of Terror.
You see, this is what. I'm sorry, Ma. I know this is your favorite ride. I'm sorry, but just because. Well, actually, I don't know. It's oh my god.
Because you don't know what ride I got
Dude,
last.
I know. I'm trying to think of like what rides I know you've been on because I know you like. I know you're not gonna pull like a fucking insane pull out of nowhere. I know
Fucking
like
Carousel of Progress.
exactly. Like I know you're not like going for.
Dude.
You know what? Fuck it. I feel like I kind of have an idea of what you're gonna like go for next.
Mhm.
So, as much as I hate to do it, and like I said, I do love this ride. I have to put it at 5. But that's like it's a non.
Heard it here first, folks. Tower of
Non-canon.
Terror, Billy's least favorite
all
ride.
All right.
Now he's gonna throw you a curveball now, Billy.
It sounds like Winnie
Yeah.
the Pooh. No, you didn't make a good choice because the last ride I had was Ric Flair's favorite, the oldest ride with the longest line, Space Mountain.
Okay, that's not what I thought you were gonna say.
What'd you think I was
I'm a
gonna
little
go
I
with?
thought you were gonna go with Rise of the Resistance. Because I know you.
No,
That's
but yeah.
That was the only. That's the only one that I remember you like actually texting me about. But yeah, honestly, if I had to like give like my actual list now, knowing where everything is, I'd go probably Tower of Terror 1, Rock and Roller Coaster 2. You know what? Actually, I don't know. I don't. I can't think.
He's done.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hater of all things fun. Have you ever been to Disney?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
When?
George has been to Disney and I haven't.
I've been to
Yeah,
Disney
yeah.
many times. I used to go every year.
What the
Really?
fuck, guys?
I've been to Epcot. I've been to pretty much all of the major parks.
What was your favorite ride? Fucking, I can't think of any.
Muppet Vision 3D.
Yeah.
I was gonna say no. I
This
mean,
was before he developed his hatred.
Fucking, it's a small world.
It's a small world.
listen. No, I'm gonna be a little boring.
If you're gonna pull some bullshit,
No,
like
I'm gonna be boring. It's at the time my favorite ride was Space Mountain.
I mean, it's a good
Yeah.
ride.
It is a good ride, but it's
Yeah.
just a
There's
basic
no-
choice. I wish I had a little more of like a
No shame in that.
out of the
There's-
like fucking corner, like out of nowhere choice, but it is the more standard choice.
What about you, Jack? Have you ever been?
Yeah, I've been to Disney plenty of times. I used to live in Florida, so
I forgot
about
that's
that.
true.
I lived in Florida. I wasn't too far from Orlando, so I went to Disney a good amount. And my grandparents had a timeshare down there. So
Okay.
That's big.
I was too small to remember the rides then, but now my favorite ride probably have to be the Tower of Terror. Like that's ultimately my favorite one. I went on it so many times.
I went on the Tower of Terror for the first time when I was 22.
Yeah.
When did that one open?
Or 21. It
The
opened.
Tower of Terror was 94.
It was a while ago.
Damn.
It was just.
Yeah.
I've only been to Disney 4 times. The first 2 I was 5 and 7, so I was a little fucking scaredy pants, didn't want to ride on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only time before that was for my high school band trip. We went there for a few days.
You guys did do that.
Yeah.
But we only were in the park for one day, and that ride was consistently like
Yeah,
hour and a half.
that's
minimum,
always-
so I
that's always
wasn't
a
gonna
long
waste
one.
my time waiting on that.
Yeah, no.
So I went the first time with Kiara on the ride, and
That's a good ride. That's like
I didn't realize how powerful the drops were.
It's
That's so fun.
did yours do the thing where like it went up and then it went like
Oh.
and then it went down like it like jitters a
Yeah.
little bit? Like
Yeah.
Guys, don't spoil the ride for me. I've never been on.
Don't
it's
worry.
actually a ride where nothing happens at all and it's completely calm.
You get
Eric,
in
you
and
have-
immediately get out.
You have no idea how angry I look behind you because you just said, I've only been to Disney 4 times.
Well,
I've never been to Disney and I've been on a roller coaster only one time in my whole goddamn almost 23 years of life.
and that ride was
I think it was at Adventureland.
No,
The big boy
Adventureland.
roller coaster at Adventureland, not the little kid one. But I think it might have been the little kid one. I'm very scared of dying, so
I
so.
love roller
When I went
coasters.
with Kiara, here's my question because we were a little different on this.
Mhm.
She was very big with like efficiency. With like, we went to Magic Kingdom. There was no downtime. We got there at 2:30. It was a spur of the moment decision.
Mhm.
There was an hour rain delay in between. Closed at 8. We still got on like 10 rides.
Yeah,
and they
it's-
weren't like pissy bull. Like they were the hits.
Mhm.
So her big thing was her and her whole family, because they're always like they get the
Yeah.
VIP tour
Mhm.
because they're extra.
Mhm.
They never see the shows, so she's never seen Fantasmic.
That's a good that's a
Okay.
good, she's
I
definitely-
love Fantasmic.
Yeah, that's a good show.
I was gonna say,
That's-
do you guys skip it when you go, or did you?
No, we skipped it this time only because we had one day to do like everything we wanted to do in all of the parks. So we didn't really and we hit Hollywood in the morning. So we really didn't have time to like
Oh, that's fair.
didn't have
Yeah.
anything to like wouldn't been able to fit it in anywhere. But
The one thing that we did too was they had the after hours thing. Huh.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's on, yeah.
Um,
Sponsored by Disney.
Yes.
Oh, you can't
Yeah.
make that claim. You can't make that
joke,
claim.
Joke, everyone. even though
Um,
even though we just spent like thousands of dollars at your park. Joke.
But their
Joke.
their thing was once a week. They do it like I think every 3 months they pick a different park, and it's every Wednesday. The park closes at like 8:30. It's from 8:30 to midnight.
Yeah, they do
is
stuff like
you
that
can
every
walk-
now and
It's
then.
pretty
They
much
do, like,
very delayed capacity.
Mhm.
You get unlimited free popcorn, sodas, ice cream, and it's like it's not like
Yeah.
tiny stale
Mhm.
cups of like it's full boxes.
Yeah.
They're full like Mickey ice cream bars, like big bottles of soda.
Yeah.
And you got I got to ride every ride.
Yeah, they
'Cause
do
it was-
stuff like
yeah.
that. They'll do things like that. Like they'll be like they'll do that for like holidays. Like they'll do like like Disney like Halloween party or whatever, or like
Yeah.
Christmas.
Oh, dude, Mickey's
things,
not
and
so scary.
they'll-
Halloween's so bad.
Exactly. Yeah, they'll do things like that, and they'll make them have like the parks open later. But yeah, that's
Disney.
Fun.
yeah.
I was gonna say, when me and my family used to go, we would always go like a few days before like whatever break it was that was starting,
Mhm.
so that we would be there and the park would be pretty much empty for the first 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And so
Mhm.
we could just do whatever the fuck we wanted with no lines, which
Mhm.
was the best way to do it, really.
Yeah.
Because instead of looking at a line, be like, oh, that's 2 hours, or oh, that's at least an hour. It was just literally getting on rides, and then because there would be no line, the guys would just ask, "Do you want to go again?" And if we said yes, they would just hit the button again. We would just go again
Yeah.
and again and again.
Oh, I did that once when I was 7. We did my favorite ride. I didn't know about the sample material of the ride. As a ride standpoint, my favorite ride as a kid was Splash Mountain.
You know,
I know,
nobody
I didn't know the
like,
sample material.
Nobody actually will.
No one
nobody
actually,
believes that.
yeah.
It's not.
But
Yeah.
we would go on and like because no one was there. I think we did straight up like 5 rotations,
Mhm.
and the guy was like playing along with us. You just like keep it going,
Yeah.
and we keep going.
Mhm.
Nah, yeah, it's the best though.
Yeah.
Do you want to know who I want to ask about Disney? Because I'm not sure if he's been. Joe, live from West Virginia.
Oh shit!
Yo.
Hi.
It's Andrew Reddy.
Hey.
Hey man.
Hey guys.
Andrew, you got any fun Disney stories for us?
Well, first of all, before I get into Disney stories, I'd like to mention that I was playing Fortnite these last 15 minutes, and I get to play as Godzilla for the first time.
That's
Nice.
sick. I haven't
Kiara-
played as him yet.
Nice.
Kiara has been addicted to Fortnite the last like 2 weeks.
Disney rides though. I'm actually going to Disney soon.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, me and my sister are going for spring break.
Nice. That's fun.
So I mean, it's been years. It's been at least like 7 years, 8 years since I've been to Disney. So I'm excited for that. And I'm gonna have to go on Rock and Roll and Muppets
Yeah.
last time. I really remember liking the Tower of Terror, just because that was the only one that really got that gut feeling that I, from roller coasters for me anyway. So I enjoyed that a lot.
Look at your dad in a Disney environment.
Oh my dad said your mom could have invited me, but my mom was like, especially with how he is physically, like you can't handle walking around Disney Park for like fucking 4 days.
Yeah.
So-
I just want like that, like the mindset of him, just like, what the fuck,
Bro,
what are you doing?
X-rated Disney with his dad is what it becomes.
That would be Disney after hours. That would be. That's what.
I had the same experience that someone mentioned before about Splash Mountain, where I was on like the last ride there, and the guy operating it was like, "I'll keep it running until they come in and tell me to close it." And we were the only people. There was no line, so he let us go like 15 times.
That's
Like
sick.
15 times we just went, and he's like, "You guys want to go again?" He went, "I don't know," and then he hit the button, and then we just take off.
Sick.
My favorite Disney memory, though, honestly, it's funny, but fat fuck that I am, I had the most beautiful steak ever in a restaurant in Magic Kingdom. I forget the name of the restaurant, but I was like, listen, man, I just want a rare steak, as rare as you can make it, and I don't want nothing else on my plate. I don't want a shred of lettuce on that plate. I don't want a goddamn thing on that plate. And he went, got it. And he came out with the most perfectly fucking cooked steak ever. Oh, I was
Yeah.
dying by the end of
Disney
that meal. I was like,
like-
holy shit. Disney's good like that.
They'll bend space and time to give you like exactly what you ask for in terms of like food and stuff. It's like insane. It's the same way in like the cruises. They'll go and like get food from like, because the way the cruise is laid out, there's like 3 restaurants that'll be like running dinner at any given time. They'll literally, like, your like servers or cooks or whatever, they'll go and like get you like a food from a different restaurant. If you like ask them for it, they'll just say like, oh yeah, for sure, and they'll just like go and run over to wherever the other restaurant is and bring it to you. It's insane. It's like
They will.
I also forgot about Fantasmic existing until Eric mentioned it, which should have been called Fantasia, but whatever.
I mean, they're pretty much like they're
interchangeable.
I fucking love Fantasia. It's a great movie.
Yeah, true.
Sorry, George. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it was literally just they'll go to the end of time to get you whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Disney's good like that.
My favorite piece of like Disney trivia I've ever heard was my Kiara told me on the trip is that new ride that took over the Great Movie Ride, the Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, I think it is. That is the first ride in all of Disney World or Land that Mickey Mouse is the main feature.
Really?
Yeah, I guess
They're always built on like other, like that's the first like Mickey Mouse ride.
That's true.
Which was like,
I hate that. Man. Mickey like doesn't have his own shit anymore. He's just the guy. He's just the mascot guy. He doesn't get his own shit.
I guess he's like kind of reached a stat, like a sort of like immortal type of status where he's like, it's like we don't really have to use him anymore to like sell.
Oh yeah.
But like,
So my favorite movies growing up though was like the Three Musketeers and shit. Like that. I love those fucking Disney.
But like, I'm trying to think of like a Disney ride. Like, what would they theme it as? Like, you know, like I mean, the only thing I think is like Three Musketeers, maybe. But like, it would like the only thing I can think of is like maybe like a celebration or like a, you know, like something like
I mean,
that,
because
but-
they themed the Mickey, the one he's talking about, the Mickey and Minnie ride, about those like those animated shorts that they like started making for when they started making them. Yeah,
I can't.
the-
So sick.
what was I just gonna say? But yeah, that's what that's themed after. So like, other than that, there's really not unless they did, like
there's
Three
not
Musketeers.
much.
Because I was
That
gonna
show
say
was
that
funny as fuck.
Yeah, that was literally was gonna be like they would have to almost go like off of like do like one of those like boat water rides where like they used like the original animation for Mickey where he would just be on the fucking boat back and forth.
Yeah,
Like literally they would have to do something like that because there's not much other real media that's like just Mickey Mouse.
yeah,
That's public domain. Steamboat
Mickey the
Willie.
Mouse.
Yeah.
They're making a horror. They're making a slasher about it.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
I
they made one, didn't
They made like
The-
the mousetrap was like the really they're making like an actual
they're
Screamboat
doing, like,
Willie.
an actual
Yeah.
Oh,
Willie.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Dude, that's gonna be awful, and I'm gonna see it like
can't
right
wait.
away.
God,
I think it's you can't don't quote me, but I think it's being made by the same company that made the Winnie the Pooh movies.
God,
I mean,
please
they're doing like a
no.
whole
that
like
Blood and Honey?
yeah, they're doing a whole like evil like cinematic universe about like
That's
like
funny as
Bambi.
fuck.
They're making a Bambi one soon. Shit like that.
Just a skinwalker.
That's the funny thing with the Winnie the Pooh ones though. The first one was obviously fucking awful. Everyone knows that. I watched the second one. It was still like I would still call it bad, but it was a very noticeable increase. Like there was some things that I actually liked about it.
I do like the fact that they kind of played into the first one being bad, and they said like in the second one like, oh, the first one's not like the first movie. That was a movie made within this universe about the event. So it was like, oh, it's bad on purpose because it's in our universe. So I thought that was smart.
Yeah.
But I can't wait for Screamboat Willie.
That's gonna be crazy.
Holy shit. Dude, I would love a ride or anything based off the Jack and the Beanstalk one.
True.
Jack and the Beanstalk Mickey movie. That was a great movie.
Yep.
Even they
But
just did
growing up, all I watched was Mickey movies and Cinderella and Snow White. That's all I watched.
Yeah, I mean those are like the hits. Like there's not can't go wrong with that.
You see, you were lucky, Andrew. Growing up with two younger sisters, I pretty much grew up watching princesses alone because they got to watch whatever the fuck they wanted. So it was like,
Oh, yeah.
oh. But like, it wasn't the worst ultimately because it was a lot of the Disney stuff, so like Beauty and the Beast and the classics.
I've actually never seen Beauty and the Beast.
Do you guys know the story about the March of the Wooden Soldiers Mickey representation in it? So
No.
the producers that were making the movie, I'll pull up a picture of it now. They asked Walt Disney for, hang on a second, I'm just gonna focus on looking it up. Billy Vamp for a few seconds.
What's going on, everybody? I got this box in Japan. It's just sick as hell. It has my name on it in Japanese.
That's nice.
It was this and a thing of sake for $14. I was like, damn, and it wasn't just like a shot. It was like an actual like
Bottle?
glass, or
Wow.
it was like a cup. But
All right, thanks, Billy.
Okay.
So
I wanna. Oh, sorry.
you can say one more thing before we go.
Well, not to steal Shell's job, but I just read one of the comments from Jill saying y'all sleeping on Pirates of the Caribbean, and
that's true.
That's
I
true.
need to out myself. I've never seen any of those movies.
Really?
I've
Never
only
seen
ever
a
seen
single
the
one of those movies.
So
Really?
I've only ever seen the first one.
Damn.
So
Me and you are only fans of it.
So March of the Wooden Soldiers. I forgot it's like they're like a well-known like older directing duo.
Yeah.
They asked Walt Disney, said, "Hey, we have this idea for this movie. We were wondering if you could help us out anyway." So he loaned Mickey Mouse. This is the only time that Mickey has been like
I think I have
licensed
heard of this,
outside of a Disney movie, and it is the only time for the fact that the only way they could do it properly, and I'll come up to the camera and put the picture in the camera so you can see, Andrew, is they stuffed some monkey
Oh, I have seen
in
this.
this suit. The monkey can't see out of the eyes. I'll go show the picture real quick.
That's what that's from. I didn't know that was from like
Damn.
what the hell?
We got
So
live
it's this
Eric
poor
reaction.
monkey.
Oh,
It
Yeah.
can't see out of those eyes.
interesting.
You could have
And
The
texted this
shots
to
are
him.
just him walking around existing, and they just kind of played it up as like, oh, he's walking to like the hot air balloon, and it's just reality, it's him trying to escape this fucking costume.
Also, Eric, I'm sorry to say that isn't true because Mickey is also in A Christmas Story.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he's in the parade scene.
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but
Well, I guess I got my facts wrong then. I'm sorry.
You know,
Two pieces of media. Two pieces
Yeah.
of media
It's
instead of
the
one.
only two.
It's the only two.
Can kill you.
How are we doing on comments? I think it's about that time. I don't know. It's
It
don't know
mildly
anything.
is. We do have a fun new graphic for comments, but it'll be a lot if I take Andrew's beautiful banner away. So we'll do that for the second half.
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
get
we
more,
can-
That
we can-
more
works, yeah.
fun comments.
let's give the viewers suspense on what this awesome graphic could be.
Yeah.
We have some fun comments from, I was informed, Jack's mom.
Oh, shout out
Hi, Jack's mom. I've been told that
Hi.
I need to
Hello.
meet this lady and that she's so beautiful and special. And she had first said, "What happened to Grach?" Gragh.
What?
Which she corrected to "What happened to Fraggle Rock?" Which is an excellent point because I don't think
that was
any of you, maybe besides Eric, because
I love
we've
Fraggle
talked
Rock.
about Fraggle Rock. I don't think any of you have seen Fraggle
no.
Rock.
I watched Fraggle Rock.
Oh, I had to look it up. I forgot what it was, but yeah.
I watched that shit as a kid.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks.
Fraggle Rock was my favorite as a wee biddy.
Mhm.
George, I think if anything, you would like Fraggle Rock.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit, like portions of it. I haven't actually been sat down and watched it,
Mhm.
but I can.
Screwed.
Sure. You know what? That's your homework, actually.
Watch Fraggle Rock.
As I'm doing the timestamps, I'll have that in the background.
In between
So
now and
much
the next episode
stimulation.
you're on, you have to have watched all of Fraggle Rock.
Next time
Oh,
you're at work,
Fraggle
you're
Rock.
not doing work. Your boss gonna walk at your cameras. You're gonna have Fraggle Rock on the screen.
I have to do this. I'm sorry. This is important.
What?
No, I'm saying George is saying to his boss, I have to do this.
Yeah.
Like,
Wait, what do you do?
What I would be saying to my boss, like, sorry, this is what I have to do. This is more
I
important.
must do this.
My life is on the line.
Billy's dad reacted with 2 shocked emojis when you put Tower of Terror at 5 because that was kind of crazy.
I didn't have a choice. I guess
you
I did
have
have a choice,
actually.
but I thought he was gonna give me something above it. So, but I thought wrong.
But he threw you a
Yeah.
curveball, like I said.
My God, you guys know when you stare at something and then your brain just stops?
Is it the comment about me?
No, I'm getting there.
Because
No.
I got a rebuttal for that.
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you looked all the way over, scanned for your name to find what I'm getting there. Jack's lovely mom
Hi.
said, a fun fact about Jack.
Hi.
Jack was on the tallest roller coaster at Canada's Wonderland and never yelled.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
true.
That's hard.
It was it was one of
job.
the tallest roller coasters, and it was the steepest roller coaster in the world, that goes over the water. So it's
Damn.
literally
That's
off
sick.
the ground. I forgot what it's called, but it was a really fun roller coaster. Thanks, Mom.
And
Thanks
at
for
the end, it
shouting
just
that out.
eats you into the Niagara Falls.
Yes!
Let's
Let's
take a
go.
swim.
That's every human's send off. They have to go on that.
George, can we go off the falls in a barrel?
That'd
What
be
about 'em?
fucking awesome.
Oh, you want to do them? Let's go.
Can we go?
All of you are gonna fit in one barrel.
My
Sure.
God.
Billy's dad said Fantasmic, best show ever. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I've
it's a great
never
show.
seen it. So,
Unfortunate.
and before I let Eric rebut,
Mhm.
I guess they didn't let me. YouTube didn't let me have this comment on my phone, so I hate showing you guys the comments. But it community checked this comment for Eric, so I'm gonna get to that after. But Billy's dad also said, I think you should all go to Disney in 2 years.
Yeah.
Guys, please take me to Disney. Not take me, but
Yeah,
We all
Disney
go
so
and we
fun.
leave Shell behind.
I think I would.
God.
I think I would end my own suffering.
We leave them in the airport.
The jokes are getting too upsetting for me. I'll start crying. I wish I was joking about that. Please take me to Disney. I just really like Winnie the Pooh. I just want to see him.
Okay.
Okay, so before I start crying, actually, Jesus Christ, Jay Bowles
Yep.
said, Eric, you're fat. You're
Damn.
fat.
Whoa.
No, this
Damn,
is.
going right for the
I know.
gut.
I know
Jesus
who
Christ.
he is. The only rebuttal I'll have is I can send you. I'll show you guys screenshots later. Is he sent in our hockey group chat a message of his map my walk saying, "Oh, I went on a real big hike The hike was for 30 or 45 minutes. It was 1.7 miles, and the elevation was 35 feet.
I think it's turning into Salesmen After Hours, guys.
Fucking hike he was on.
Yeah, what?
Listen, I've been on hikes. That's not a hike.
Yeah, no.
Also, Jill said ride so good they had to make a movie about it. Did the ride come first for Pirates of the Caribbean? Is that true?
No.
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 No, the movie came
Hold
first.
on. Hold on.
I unfortunately,
on.
Jill,
I'm
so
actually not
sorry. I
sure.
think it was like a joke that didn't land.
I don't-
Jill, I love you. I'm
I don't know what
sorry.
ride-
Sorry to scare you out like that.
Is she
Andrew, are
talking
you
about
looking it up?
pirates?
Yes, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride came before the film series.
Wait,
Get
are you
the
serious?
fuck
No,
out.
shut
Huh?
the fuck out.
Yeah,
No,
The
they-
shut-
ride, shut up. The ride opened at Disneyland in 1967 and the first movie released in 2003.
Wait, then
Yeah,
what did the
damn.
Wait, seriously?
ride come from?
I think they just invented the ride for
Sometimes
Yeah.
they just have shit.
All right.
They
Well, I
fuck-
need to
I feel
have
like I
I,
should've
need
known
to have
that.
a moment with Jill where I say, Jill, I'm really, really sorry that I said you had a joke that didn't land. I unfortunately sometimes that does happen,
Made
but
yourself a
I'm
relapse
sorry I
in my
didn't
judgment.
immediately trust you. And thank you for that fun fact.
Apology video. Shell apology
That was
video.
my apology video.
We at Salesmen After Hours are so sorry to
We are
specifically Jill.
so deeply sorry.
Jill.
Very sorry.
Swirl. Yeah.
Spurrow.
Personal
only
apology to Jill from Dominic Richter.
I'll call him up. We can get a video.
We don't
Well-
know Dominic Richter.
Dude,
Hey,
We do.
we don't, but I do.
Exactly.
Andrew, do you want to hear about my horrible Tuesday morning? Unless there are any more comments.
why be
Jill
specific?
just rubbed it
Alright.
in our faces
Oh,
and
okay.
said in all caps, "Yes, it is. I told you."
Because Andrew, I think you would appreciate this story.
Yeah,
As,
man.
I think I told you, but humor. For anyone that's not aware, I've started my schooling journey once again this week. This is my first week
Shouts out,
back.
as always.
Yay.
Working on working on finishing up one of my degrees and then transferring into education to hopefully become a teacher. Tuesday was my first day of 3 classes.
Yeah.
It was an
Okay.
important day.
What classes?
First one was an English writing class.
Okay.
Second class was a topic piece about AI and how it's impacting media and the world.
Mhm.
And the third one is a video art class, which is
Ah,
interesting.
Good stuff.
cool.
Regardless, I get up early. First class is at 9:50.
Uh-huh.
7:15, I'm up and ready to go. I cannot wait to go to this fucking class.
Yeah.
Get my car about 8 o'clock. It's about 27 minutes to get there. So I have plenty of time to find the class, get whatever.
Mhm.
I'm driving. It's 9:30. I'm on one of the main highways to get there.
It's 9:30 or 8:30?
8:30, sorry.
Okay, I was just
Oh,
gonna
it's
say
9:30?
It's 9:30.
Oh, no,
I'm
it
late
is
for my first day
No,
of school.
it is 9:30. My class is at 9. Did I say my class is 8:50 or 9:50?
You said
Girl, get it
I
together.
don't know, man.
not. You said so, I
You
remember
said
s-
9:50.
My class
for your
started at
first
9:50.
class.
I'm
Yes.
about 10 minutes away from campus at this point at 8:30. Driving there.
Okay. All
okay.
right. Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go.
As I'm driving, I hear this rattling in the undercarriage of my car. My initial thought is oh, all right, not a big worry. Probably I kicked up some gravel driving.
Yeah.
A lot of pothole. Someone's banging around. It'll squeeze itself out too.
Oh no.
Doesn't stop. So I'm all right, this is, don't think much of it. About a minute later, my car starts very, 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 not a lot, but shaking just a little bit.
Yep.
So now my brain goes, it might be due for an oil change soon. I'll get that done this weekend.
It's just every justification you can make to
Yeah.
keep driving. Yeah. It's
Gonna keep.
turn the music
Yeah.
all the way up.
I
on the
do.
air conditioner. Just to,
I'm
I don't
I'm
hear it,
10
it's not
minutes
there.
away from my class. I can make it there. Then I'll worry about whatever that is. Shaking gets more and more, and I'm like, let me go check and see what that is. And would you mind showing them what that
No.
was?
What was it?
What?
My tire was torn to shreds.
damn.
Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
Like
What happened?
Like
What'd you do?
I don't know. I don't know. You know flat tires. There is no tire
Jesus
there.
Christ.
You had to have hit something that like like a really big nail or something, and then as you kept driving, it tore its way through,
yeah.
and then as you kept driving on it, it just tore more.
Yeah, I guess
That
know what
has
the-
to be it.
I guess know what the
my
rattling
God.
was. I don't know. But I'm sitting
Jesus
there and I'm like,
Christ.
so email my professor and I'm like, hey, this is very much a one-time thing, but I'm gonna be a little late. Ended up being about 40 minutes late because
damn,
thank God my mom was home. She came to meet me on the shoulder of the road. I took her car and she sat and called AAA while they came, put the spare on. She then got new tires for the car. But my whole thought was just like, I tried
your
my
first
hardest to be
day.
productive my
Yeah.
first fucking day. So this morning I go into my class. I do not go over 30 this entire drive. I am terrified of getting a fucking flat.
Yeah. Well, first day it's okay with like being late because
Thank God it was it's just one of those like bullshit like, oh, here's what we're doing kind of classes. But it was one of those like, go figure, you know, way to leave a fucking first impression.
That sucks.
That's
So
rough.
Eric did tell me this story last night when we were swapping stories. And I guess I could share mine as well. I also had tire issues with my car. So I fractured my wrist recently. I'm not wearing a brace right now, but I did. And on my way back, because they don't plow the roads for shit here in West Virginia, even the littlest bit of snow on the ground, my car kept planing like really bad.
Yep.
Like I couldn't turn or control the car. So hazard lights on, I get home. And I could just feel it, and I just kind of knew it was my tires. It's like it wasn't anything other than that. It wasn't ice. It was like it's my tires. Like I know it's my tires. So I tell my parents this, and my my mom and stepdad go, "You should do the penny test, where you put the penny in the tread of the tire to see how bad it is." I could barely find a groove to put the penny in.
Andrew,
Tires were really bad, and I was like, "All right."
Man, that's
you
like
don't even need snow to plane out on that. You would just on a regular fucking road, you will just spin out.
Exactly. So I was like, and this happened 2 days before I had to go to the airport in Pittsburgh to fly home for a wedding. So I was like, all right, I'm not driving the car. So for 2 days, I take Ubers to class, which is awesome. Love that. But then
You're the peak of conversationalism.
I need a ride to the airport. And so it's like $150 Uber each way. So my mom finds this guy on Facebook who just does this, who just chaperones West Virginia University kids to Pittsburgh Airport. That's where everyone goes through. Every single bad like chaperone driver experience you could possibly imagine, this guy had it all. It was the worst. It was the longest hour drive of my fucking life. Oh my God, dude. All right. So I get in a car with Tyree and his white Chevy. And first of all, it's a fucking mess. It looked like a bird shit stain on the dashboard. And this guy, he's a yapaholic and he's also an asshole. So I have no shame about saying this live, by the way. Like, I hope he sees it. I'm letting you call you out.
shouts not out to Tyree.
Shout
Dude,
down.
Dude, like, okay, first of all, this guy lives in Pittsburgh, and he was, I swear to God, he must be a tour guide. Like, he was giving me the history. He was telling me about every shop. Like, and I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I was like, I've been to Pittsburgh. It sucks. Like, you're not selling me on this. But more so than anything, he also knows Long Island intimately. He knows Massapequa in specific very well. Because apparently he had a friend who grew up there.
Okay.
So, and he was shitting on New York and Long Island the whole ride. But anytime I mentioned anything about, he would lead up by like, question about Long Island, I'd answer, and then he'd reply, why that sucks in Pittsburgh's better. I was like, what is this?
Long Island, come to beautiful Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh my God.
Dude, no, worse, he was inviting me to things. He was like, dude, at one point he goes, dude, are you into extreme sports? I'm not even like paying attention at this point. I'm not even paying attention. I went, yeah, no, I think it's kind of cool. Like, whatever. He went, listen, once a year at this bridge in Pittsburgh or wherever the fuck, somewhere in Pennsylvania, like they have a thing where people come in and they bungee jump off this freaking thing. If you want, I'll get you. And we'll go with me and my group. I'm like, I don't know who you are. I'm not going with you jumping off a bridge. I'm not doing that. What?
What, Andrew? I don't know about you.
Oh my God. He kept saying, like, yeah, it looks like we're going to get to the airport kind of early before your flight time. Because my mom told us flight time. I don't know why she did that. But he's like, if you want, I could take you on a quick, like, 20-minute tour around, like, the area of Pittsburgh on the airport. I'm like, no, please, just drop me off. I'll be bored as shit in the airport. I'm not trying to talk to your ass for any longer than I need to. Holy shit.
It's my worst
Dude.
nightmare. Holy shit.
Oh, bro,
You were saying he got you when you came home, right?
Oh. Oh my God. My flight back to West Virginia had 6-hour delay. So I'm exhausted by the time I even get to Pittsburgh. And now I have to get in the car with this guy again. And he starts going on. And I'm just like, what hell do I live in? Where am I? It's like, all because my fucking tires. Dude. Oh, he kept, anytime anyone like cut him off on the road or did anything that pissed him off, he went, I hope your grandma has United Healthcare. What this guy?
What?
The second I got to the airport, I called my mom and I went, where the fuck did you find this guy? She went, but he's like the highest rated guy on Facebook. I'm like, oh my God. Holy
Why
shit.
are you getting random people on Facebook? That's like my concern. That's like the number one thing you don't do.
Oh my God. Holy shit. Yeah, no, I hope that never. I hope I never see that man again.
That's so funny.
Andrew, don't mind you.
Tyree knows where you live.
Holy shit. I purposely went out of my way to like not look at him like the whole ride. Dude, at like one point he was like, dude, I was, because after the New York and Pittsburgh shit kept going on, I had to bust his balls. At a point, I was just bringing up New York to just bring up New York at that point. And I went like, yeah, we got our pizza and bagels better than anyone else. He went, yeah, well, Pittsburgh has like barbecue and brisket, so fuck you. He said that. I was like, damn. Holy shit. Calm down. The most concerning thing about the ride, though, was he was like, listen, I'm 32. When you're in your 20s,
Really
enjoy it. Because when you're 20, you go out and you drink with your friends, you party, and it's fun. When you're 40, you kind of have like you've built a life and like, you know, you maybe have a family star, whatever. Your 30s suck, man. The only way you get through your 30s is with alcohol. I'm a functioning alcoholic. And I went, glad I'm in the car with you while we're going 80 on the fucking expressway then. Good to know, man. Like, imagine if you just
right now. You never know.
Like, holy shit. Oh my God.
That's so crazy that like he's just like just a service that he just offers to anyone. Like this
Oh,
is
yeah.
just, like
Well, that was like when I went to Oswego, we had a Uber driver. He wasn't registered. He didn't have an Uber account. He drove a riced out red PT Cruiser.
that's hard. That's hard.
And he
as
put
fuck.
speakers in the back and like floor lights. He had a pre-designated route, and he would exclusively pick up frat party people on the way home from parties.
That's sick.
He had one flat rate. He wouldn't pick up men. He would only pick up. He would only
this
pick up
isn't-
fucking like, and it was, I forgot what
this
his
isn't
name
sick
was,
anymore.
but I'm like, dude, get a grip, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
Was he like a student or was he just like a
No,
guy?
he was just some guy that lived there.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not
like go to
crazy.
work. Like
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Go to work.
Get a job.
Get a job. Put the fries in the bag.
Jesus.
Literally.
I don't know what you do in Oswego that you could afford to get subwoofers in a PT Cruiser.
Yeah, what?
Just get a new car, bro. Decking out your PT Cruiser. Just get a new fucking car.
Dude, I knew someone that put a fucking turbo engine in their PT Cruiser, and I'm like,
dude.
That's kind of
What is-
hard.
what's
That's
the
like-
point?
That's kind of
oh no, it was great. Like driving past these like Porsches and you hear the and they're like they're looking to see like what fucking like McLaren supercar
Say it
passed
sounds
them.
like a tank
It's a
next to
fucking
them.
PT Cruiser.
Well, I had a similar case. I had a buddy that he also decked out a car that you would not normally deck. I think he had like a Civic, and he turned that car pretty much. He put racing brakes. He put a V8 engine, which was bigger than the normal engine. The engine was so heavy that he had to put 2 subwoofers in his trunk to balance the weight. Otherwise, his car would just go tip forward.
That's sick.
So
Okay.
stupid.
Just get a new
Yeah,
car.
Just get a new
Oh, yeah.
car.
So, dude had 3 subwoofers in that car because he had 2 in the trunk. He hollowed out the console underneath his like gear shifter
Mhm.
and pointed the subwoofer straight down so that the sound would literally bounce off the pavement back into the car. And then he had a train horn instead of a regular horn.
That I want to get. I want
No,
to get a
yeah,
train
that's
horn
fun.
so
That, though.
bad. I
His,
wanna-
his oh shit handles were just train handles. He had like everything fucking completely changed out in that car. I'm like, bro, what? He had he had different suspension. Everything was racing specs.
Honestly, I think there is kind of like a charm to like having like a what is essentially just a normal person car, and then just turning it into like a fucking machine.
Putting
Like,
enough money
it
into that normal car to be the price of an actual better car.
Better new
I think what I
car.
would have done with my Civic had I not destroyed it. Context for everyone watching. I got in a head-on collision with a steel bumper truck and fucking destroyed my first car.
Yeah.
Which was a 2002 Honda Civic. It had 14,000 miles on it. It was in beautiful condition. There's a small little 2-door Honda Civic that I barely fit in. If I kept that car past college, and like I could get like if I could get or had a new car by that point, I honestly would have done what Brad did with his Civic. He just took he took the doors off. He didn't give a fuck. He would take it on the sand at the beach. Like he would just drive it anywhere. Like he didn't give a shit. Because if it broke down and died, he didn't care. He was ready to just fucking leave it there.
Yeah.
So he just started fucking around. He would do donuts in it, no doors. There's an image of Brad in his driver's seat, shirtless, mid like action shot in his Civic with no door. Like that I love.
One of the Long Island memes or whatever, like Long Island like life, like posted. They had like someone sent in a picture, that exact picture of him, like and he's on like the road too. He's not just like somewhere, like he's like in actively driving. And,
Oh, I didn't know that. I love that.
Do you still have that?
It's somewhere in my camera roll. I don't know where the fuck it is though.
I mean,
I have
It
no
was like
idea.
you still have the car.
I have no clue. But he always did crazy shit though with his car. I mean, I was there when he was literally he on a whim decided, I don't like that this car is manual, and then he went out and bought it was automatic. I'm sorry, and he wanted it to be manual, so he went out, bought a manual transmission, and we were pretty much ripping apart his engine to put on the manual transmission.
Oh my god!
Because he's like, I'd rather have manual, and it's like, oh, okay.
is that like because obviously that's not an easy change. Like how long did that take you guys?
We spent the entire day, and it wasn't done.
Jeez.
Jesus. That's so like
The car modding scene. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No,
The
you're
car modding scene like that is fucking insane. Those
Oh,
people
yeah.
will like they'll pull out like black magic to do like their car mods. It's insane.
Have you ever seen an
Yeah.
episode of Pimp My Ride?
It's like that's all
Oh
that
my
is.
God,
I've seen
don't
clips
mention
here and there. I've
It's
seen
just the
like,
most like we want an aquarium in the trunk, and they'll just do it.
like
Yeah.
a fucking PS2 in the
it's
console.
just useless shit on top of useless shit.
Yeah.
And like, oh my god, Dan, he loves Pin My Ride.
That checks.
Oh, I know. I know.
So
Going into his room for the first time, he had like the box set of all seasons of Pit My
He
Ride. I was like,
Yes.
I've seen that in his house. From
I have never seen an episode of Pin My Ride until I started dating him. I have now seen like 2 seasons of Pin My Ride. I'm like, all right, I guess I want to watch
he's
it.
gone.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's what I was
because
saying.
if there's anyone that's the complete opposite personality-wise from Pit My Ride, it's fucking Dan.
Yes,
It's
right.
so
I'm
funny.
like, why do you like this show? It's so stupid. And he's
He
like,
wants to get
"Oh,
his
I
car.
love it.
He
I
wants to get
love
his
it."
car on the show.
Dude, his piece of shit. Oh my god, I love
Oh my god!
Like-
every single fucking day, there's something wrong with this car. Literally, for a week, the lock was broken in the driver's side, and he had to crawl in through the passenger side. And I'm like, dude, you have to get a new car. You have to.
bro.
Like, And like Dave, who's his mom's boyfriend who lives with him, whatever. He took the pin because he has a 1999 Honda Civic, so he has a little pin that you have to lock, like it's outside of the door. So Dave ripped it out, and so now his passenger side cannot lock. So if you ever want to see a car, look for a green Honda Civic.
Oh, I'm sweating over here from laughing.
Spend his money on the. He can't just get another used.
Dude, the amount of money he spent on that car, he could buy 3 new cars.
Yeah, he has spent. Well, I swear to God, I want to say he spent over like $9,000 on that car.
You're lying.
It's something ridiculous.
Yeah,
I remember
more.
It was probably like 2-3 years ago, but I remember he had he just completely had his transmission done, and then like a week later there was another major issue that was like also a couple $100 to $1,000 fix on top of the couple $100 to $1,000 fix he just did.
Dude, how are you so attached to that car, dude?
He's finally thinking about getting a new one now.
I was gonna say, I think it was he just sunk.
I'll get him a new fucking car at this point.
Eric, I think for a while it was just he sunk so much money into it, he just couldn't not use it. It's like yeah, it's
I still remember because Dan's car used to have that thing for I correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think it has it anymore, but it used to have that thing where I don't know what like even button it was to press, but it would do the thing where
you want to come talk about it?
What?
Your car?
You want to come talk about your car?
Oh, he's here?
Yeah,
How did he get in?
Coming in.
Terrible car.
Can you talk about your
Who let you in?
fucking car? Vinny let him in.
we're having a tag switch. We'll be
share about your car.
Switch,
Your car. Come on.
I have to take this off. I'm sweating from laughing.
where we're at right now with this thing.
Okay.
We've been talking shit on your car for the last 5 minutes.
Oh, nice. Thanks.
Okay.
just in general, how you're probably the only reason you kept with it for so long was because you sunk so much money into it in the beginning.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Stockholm syndrome thing going on.
Okay.
You have 2 minutes to share.
It's a little bit of a psycho ex-girlfriend like kind of relationship, but I will be getting a car this year.
Okay.
Let's go. Shouts out as always.
Let's go.
What it'll be, I don't know yet. I'm still looking into that actively. Yes, I'm actually looking into it. My dad's
her name
for it the whole 9 yards.
Dan's getting a 1986
what's her name? My current car?
Yeah.
Meredith.
Oh,
I named it.
He named it. I had nothing to do with that.
I like that. That's a nice name.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I'll have to come up with something for whatever the hell I get for the new car. But how long have you guys been talking about? Shit about my car?
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm
20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm fucking sick of that thing, to be honest. Like, I was initially able to kind of like be on like some copium and be like, and it's not a looker, but at least it runs. It barely runs now.
Well, at least your car doesn't have anti-ant
I'm running
door
all
like
these problems, like, the door doesn't lock. Dave had to literally like
Rip it out.
rip the thing up with a pair of pliers.
That's
and like,
what I was
Give
sharing.
us the number. How much did you put into that car for like maintenance?
Yeah.
Roughly.
easy 10K.
Yeah.
man.
Fucking line. Okay, now you get out.
All right,
Get
Dave,
out.
you've
Get out.
defended your
Get out.
It's not 10K,
Get out.
it's approaching it.
That's so
All right.
crazy.
Speaking of paying $10,000 and the
Good
fix
luck
broken
following that,
things,
Eric.
get the fuck out.
I will say the
Buddy?
one thing I like about Dan's car is it doesn't have an anti-Andrew door like Sean's car has. Sean's car has a door that's specifically racist to me. It just doesn't like me. It's crazy.
It's a child lock.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say,
true.
It's Andrew locked.
His back right is like the back seat right side. The door doesn't open from the inside, only for me. I've watched other people open it. I can't open it. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with it.
You're talking about Sean's car, right? The back,
Yeah.
like, the back right door. That one doesn't open for me
Dude,
either.
he has the child safety lock on.
Yeah, it's a child safety.
He
lock.
won't turn it off.
Well, no, I think it's like stuck on.
No,
not
it's
just-
off now.
It's off
it
now.
is?
It is.
It still
He
won't
just
open
turns it on when I'm in the car.
Well, because that one doesn't open for me either. You, whoever's in the front always has to let me out.
Me. I always let Billy out.
Yeah.
It's
funny,
so funny.
Crazy.
Andrew, any final remarks before we start wrapping this bad boy up?
I had something else I wanted to say about Disney, and I cannot remember what the fuck it is. Oh, I was gonna talk about Animal Kingdom real quick. I'm excited to go back to Animal Kingdom, but also I'm worried because I kind of stopped going to zoos because they make me sad.
Animal Kingdom is in there are like there's not really a zoo, like there's like a safari like thing,
You
whatever.
see
It's
them
not really
far
like
away.
a zoo per se. It's like obviously it is animal themed, but it's not
Right.
like if you're not a fan of zoos, then you don't really have anything to worry about.
Yeah, no, I figured it's a lot better than the rest just because there's a lot more space, you know,
Mhm.
because animals
Mhm.
get actual like
Yeah.
shit for them. But like
Mhm.
the last two zoo trips I think I did was White Post Farms and actually the Bronx Zoo.
Mhm.
And I saw the most like visually depressed giraffe at the Bronx Zoo. And then I went to White Post Farms and there's no one there because it's White Post Farms.
Yeah.
And like I just saw these goats with no life in their eyes, just like so upset. And I was like, why am I here? Like, this is just upsetting, man. Like, what the fuck am I
it's
doing
really
here?
sad.
Yeah.
I will say though, last time I went to Animal Kingdom, we got there. I immediately went to look at the sloths because that's my favorite animal.
Mhm.
And then we came back 9 hours later, and he had not moved 1 inch.
That's
That's my
hard.
king. That's
He's
my
just
fucking.
like
That's who I want to be.
He's just like me.
Just like me.
Fucking love that guy. All right, that's it. That's all I
Andrew,
got.
we're gonna kill you. So
Bye.
and it's done. We just killed him.
All
So
right,
you know,
George, you want to talk about your grain now?
No.
And that's
No.
been after hours. Let's do
Whoa,
whoa,
Table's moving here.
whoa,
Let's do a
whoa.
quick final comment roundup
roundup.
before we.
Thank you,
Yeah,
We're
Billy.
never gonna talk about grain on this
Some
show.
sense.
Never.
No
Okay,
more
now
green.
we get to actually George
Oh,
will
yes,
get
our
to
new
talk about
graphic.
we get to use our
yeah.
brand new
The
graphic, guys.
brand new.
Salesmen after
Oh.
hours comment round. Hey, I wonder-
George and
Where
Jack,
the
if
fuck
you
is
want to
George
like
and Jack go?
who
split
that guy is.
center,
Wonder-
George, come
yeah.
on,
If you want, if you guys want to stay like that the entire time, that would be great. Okay. I love our comments because they're mostly from
guys.
parents and family
Let's go.
of you
Shouts
guys.
out.
Who I was informed was Jack's brother said, Eric, you must become a teacher and carry on the legacy of Mr. Jones.
Oh, Birds in a Pole
Bird.
Jones.
I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know
I
who that
think
is.
this bird on a pole, dude. Shouts out Jack as always. Or Dan as
Dan.
always. I don't know.
I was like,
Hey everyone. I'm back.
Dan O'Connor.
I don't know who Mr. Jones is, but there was no one gave me an explanation, so I'm
He
gonna
was
move on.
he was our Photoshop teacher.
That was,
Yeah.
that was the
Really-
class that me
He was
Eric, me and
really
Eric had with,
funny.
yeah, he was
Salesman
a
lore.
great
I
guy.
didn't go to high school with these.
Billy
freaks.
Billy
Yeah.
Billy like
Yeah.
had like he pretty much do everything about Photoshop. So he would do all the projects by like class 3.
Yeah,
and then just did whatever he
went
wanted for like
because
the
I went
other
in already
month.
knowing like knowing how to kind of use Photoshop. So
Yeah,
like,
that was your
every
study hall.
project I finished on the first day, and then it
Yeah.
was just
That's so funny.
That's crazy. I had similar case in a lot of my like just tech classes because
Mhm.
like I had a programming one.
Yeah.
I knew how to program.
those are
already.
always just
I
like
had,
gimmies.
like
Those are-
one that was literally just like wiring outlets and shit. It was, but I knew how.
Yeah.
So all those classes we'd have a week or two to do the work, be done in a
Mhm.
day or two. So I just have the rest of the time to do whatever.
Mhm.
Guys, the banner's really funny.
It's
I'm not gonna
so
tell Vinny to make
funny.
it smaller. I mean, I know he's watching. Don't make it smaller, Vinny. Mr. Boy said, with every single word capitalized, like the first letters capitalized of every word, which is not a feature on the iPhone, so we had to do that manually. He
Well, my
said,
dad has an Android. My dad hates iPhone.
"Oh, real. Mr. Boy said, Mrs. Boy said, when you guys go to Disney, she wants to go and be the best tour guide ever. ...
True. Yeah. We
Um,
would all if we I said this to them the other day because a few of us went on a trip to Atlantic City last year. If we did not have like them to guide us, I don't think we would have made it into the building. I think we would have probably
No.
been stuck in the parking garage for 3 days.
Oh no, we like
I was
I
walking
don't
around
think we would have made it like period end of sentence.
Yeah.
Like Andrew would have gambled his life savings away at like 5 a.m. George would have been right there with him.
Mhm.
Andrew's fist pumping right now. I can't show it. We were told we have to wrap it up.
Ooh.
Oh,
very
all right.
Oh, well, we got to
sweet.
see a new graphic.
Yes.
Yes.
New graphic comment.
We got to see the new graphic. But I will say, Mrs. Boy said, that's not what I said. I just said I want to go, which I don't believe her fully. But she will be the best tour guide ever.
yeah.
Salesman After
Okay.
Hours Disney trip coming to you sometime in the next 100 years.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Next
Any
100
one of these days.
And also, Jack's mom said something that made me cackle. Jack, you don't drive, don't criticize, which is so real because, like, me too.
All right. Well, we
Bye.
thank you all for coming
Thank
to
you for
another
watching.
wonderful episode. of
Thank you.
Salesmen
Give
After
everyone
Hours.
little kisses. Next week
And we
is
will see you all.
my birthday episode.
True.
So stay tuned for that.
Fun stuff in store for that.
I don't know where our outro is. I was told
We're gonna have a
to,
little
so soon.
Muppets talk after this.
Yeah,
Yep.
we are.
All
Okay,
right.
bye
See you all
everyone.
next
Little
week.
kisses.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Bye.